Well, hello, my fellow Americans. I am going back to the apartment. And, yes, right now I am driving. I'm going back to the apartment to get this metal basket. It's not a basket, it's like a holding tray basket. I'll show it to you when I get there. And what I'm hoping is that the refrigerator will fit underneath it because it's adjustable. It's got three shelves and you can adjust them. So I believe the refrigerator, I don't know if you can see it in the back, my refrigerator freezer might fit in it, underneath it. And then I have two on the top, and they're also adjustable. And what I want to do is put the stove on top of it permanently, and then get rid of this other, I don't know if you can see it, I'm driving. There's a big yellow thingamajig in the back here that is, it's just bulky. It's just taking over a lot of space. So I'm hoping that it fits. You know, going back here is kind of a drag, because, I mean, you really don't, it's like stressful. Just even, I'm pulling up the driveway right now at the entrance. I'm pulling up into it right now. And what do I see? The first thing I see is these two, I don't know, man. I hate to use the word lowlife, but they're I don't know, they're just not my type of people, you know. And they're just grungy looking, ghetto. It's just nasty. I'm sorry. It's just, you know, I may be snobbish, but I mean, you know, I'm not perfect myself, but anyhow, so it's kind of stressful coming here. And the only reason I came back is because I wasn't really planning to come back. I was gonna, let me see if I can find a parking here. I was gonna go, and I was gonna go to get some, I was gonna shower over at the park, okay? But I don't have any soap or anything, and I said, okay, I'm finding a parking here. And I don't have any soap or nothing. And, okay, I'm parked. And all of a sudden, I began to realize that I also needed water, and closing my windows. So yeah, and I needed some other things, and I said, damn, I said, now I have to go. I needed some water to fill up my water jugs, and I was gonna have to turn the other way, and the gas, I started saying, oh my God, I said, I don't want to, I want to conserve the gas, you know? So I said, well, I'm almost close to the apartment. I said, why not just come back to the frickin' apartment and pick up that tray I'm telling you about, that 3-level tier tray, and see if it works, and also take a shower, and also give my dog a shower. Say hello, Max. Say hello. You know, you know, to give my dog a shower. Huh, Max? Hello, say hello. You know, to give him a bath. And also to pick up some scissors to cut some of my shorts. And also to trim some of my dog's knots that are on all over his hair. And I forget what else I was going to pick up. I thought about picking up my 12-string acoustic guitar. But it's a little bit bulky, you know, that guitar. I would love to play some chords, and also the mouse for the key for the laptop. So all these things, you know, I've been wanting to. I should have brought, and I didn't bring them because I left the apartment Sunday last week, and it's Friday today, and And I also began to think, I said, what am I going to go back to? I said, the same stress and hope and pray that there's going to be peace and quiet, because there was a lot of peace and quiet for almost a week and a half. I mean, it was shocking. I'm like, what's going on? Did the tweakers leave or what happened? Because it was so peaceful for almost a week and a half. And then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose for 2.5 days straight. Friday, Saturday, and partial Sunday of last week. And I was starting to get really stressed out. And I said, fuck this, man. I said, I've been having too much of relaxation. My medication is working really well, the Lexapro 5 milligrams. And I said, I'm not going to ruin this, man, because of these fucking people. I said, get out. Just get out. Pack your thing. Get in the van. I mean, thank goodness I have my van. My God. And so the other thing is that I might go down to Baja. Yes, Baja. Because I have a full tank of gas. And I said, you know what? I do need a tune-up. I believe it needs a tune-up. And I said, I know somebody in Ensenada, a mechanic, that I could probably get them to do it. But I got to talk to them because of the spark plug that this van this year of this model has problems with the spark plug if you don't thread them correctly. So I got to make sure they know what the hell they're doing, man. Because I'm going to be saving a lot of money. Here they want $650. The cheapest one was $550. But they started to hesitate and saying that, oh, we don't longer work on older cars, blah, 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 bullshit. I don't know. I think they don't want to do it because it's an ugly van and they got to remove the doghouse, this thing. And I know that I hate to say this to you guys, but I found several roaches and I've been wanting to pull this out because they're hiding like underneath the edges. And say hello, Max. And so I said, so yeah, I think they were hesitating to fix it, and they came up with this bullshit story that, oh, we don't work on older vehicles. Well, we might. Well, we're not sure yet, blah, 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 So I said, you know what? There's some people down farther south of Ensenada where I've been really wanting to go for the longest time out of curiosity to see what it's like. It's farther down Ensenada, along the coast, always on the coast. And I was told that by this guy who has a Facebook. I mean, I found him on Facebook and on Van Nomads or something like that. And the guy said that he has his property with a bunch of expats who are living there long-term or short-term. And the guy told me that if I can get down there, he goes, you're welcome there. Of course, you have to pay, some money to stay there. So I'm really curious to go there and see what it's like. And also because I want to, I think I told you on another video that I almost went to Utah to buy a trailer. And the guy dropped it down even more now. So now he dropped it to $800. And I'm thinking, man, I said, if he tells me $500, I might go out there. But it's a long fucking ways, man. It is a long ways, And so I said, well, before I buy a trailer, I said, why don't you go down to this guy's property and see what that's like? See if he's really serious, if it's nice. I don't know, but the price is very nice though, yeah. And so I said, why don't you go down there? I said, and see what it's like. He welcomed you in the van. The guy said, yeah, no problem. It doesn't have to be some fancy, snazzy, Mercedes Sprinter, fucking $100,000 Sprinter, He goes, no problem. He goes, just come down. He goes, so I said, maybe I should take him up on his invitation and introduce myself and just stay for, I don't know, a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, a week and a half, just to get the feel of it and talk to him and let him know that, I am looking for a trailer, blah, blah, blah. And if I like the place, well, I might have a place to stay. I don't know, I don't know. So, and there's also some other RV parks that I found that I know over there that I want to ask, what does it cost, monthly to stay there, for long term. This way, if I buy a trailer, I don't have to, worry about where to park the damn thing. And also, I know there's some RV storages around San Diego, but it's going to cost, I think the most that one I found was $250. So you're talking $350 of rent that I pay, and then so another $250. I'm just going the highest. So that's what, $300, $400, $500, $600 out of $1,200. That leaves me with half of it. That means I still got to pay the car insurance, the gas, and it'll probably be a little more gas now because I want to use the trailer because I have in and out privileges. So you're talking at least a full tank of gas every month now. We're talking 160, so about $200 with the insurance, and then my cell phone, $55, and then some other small payments that I have to do that I have debts. So it's going to leave me with, I don't know, maybe $400, hopefully, or between $300 and $400. It's going to leave me with. And that's when I need to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to stay in this apartment or leave? Because I sent an email to the management here and asked them, what are the... I said, I'm getting stressed out because I want to know what security I have with the government shutdown going on and my rent being paid with the choice voucher program. Now, according to the internet, it said that people on choice voucher programs supposedly have the rent covered till the end of 2026. But that's Google. Okay, you never know, Google. So I wrote to the management and asked them, I don't want to get surprised at the last minute and they tell me, we're sorry, we are no longer able to fund blah, blah, blah because of the government shutdown, because it's going to go on. The government right now with the shutdown, Thanksgiving is coming. They're going to leave for vacation. They're going to leave for, 2 weeks, I think? And, or a week or something like that. At least a week, I know. Well, they're going to leave early. So we're talking at least a week and a half, and they're not going to do anything the next till the end of, And then December comes, and then New Year's comes. It's going to be like a lot of vacations for these fuckers. And they don't give a shit about us. They got their nice big mansions and big old cars and, freezer, as a side for storing their, the $1,000 turkeys, because they're fine turkeys, blah, 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 and they're fine wines and cigars and, filet mignon and blah, blah, blah. And they don't give a shit about you and I. They don't. They say they do because it's just a bunch of money-hungry, money-grabbing politicians that govern you. So anyhow, I don't want to go off into government, but... So I've just been really concerned also about that. So I'm just starting to think, you know, should I leave? It's not a secure thing here, but at the same time, you also have somewhat of a secure thing with the trailer. And this is why I want to go down to Baja to look at some of these spots to park long term. And so yeah, that's what's going on, you guys. So right now I'm in the apartment building. I'm in the apartment, and I'm not in the apartment, but I've been in the van just waiting to leave. So I'm going to go take a shower, bring those things, and I'm going to leave again. And I'm going to go to a different place tonight, and I'll show you where I'm going to stay. I'll show you the scenes and what's around there. It's really pretty. But then at nighttime, I got to leave because I don't want to get a ticket anymore. I've been doing that. I've been going to Mission Bay and then leaving to another spot where I don't want to say where, and I sleep there at night. It's very safe. I love it. And I've been very lucky to find a spot there every night. Very lucky. But this time I'm going to go to a different place. And I'll show you video of that also. And also show you where I'm going to sleep also at night. It's not far from there. And it's going to take very little gas also. Moving back and forth. Very little gas. So it'll be pretty safe. And anyway, so I'll let you guys go, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.